Welcome to Treasury Notes, a show dedicated to the latest news and information from the office of West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue. I'm your host, Gina Long. State Treasurer Perdue strongly encourages all West Virginia families to plan for their financial future. For some, that means increasing their personal savings or creating a family budget. On today's program, we're going to take a closer look at the West Virginia Retirement Plus, the state's deferred compensation program. The plan is designed to supplement public employee pensions, Social Security, and other personal retirement savings. It's a great way to accomplish long-term financial goals. We'll talk much more about this plan a little later with Deputy Treasurer John Fisher. Before we get to that, we do have some other news from the Treasurer's office. You may not realize it, but the state is holding millions of dollars worth of money and goods that could belong to you. That property or money eventually lands at the state treasurer's office after it's been left behind or forgotten. It could be the contents of an old safe deposit box, misplaced stocks or bonds, or long-lost bank accounts. State Treasurer John Perdue has worked over the last decade and beyond to return this property to its rightful owners. Recently, we teamed up with a television station near Weirton to help give back thousands of dollars that belong to a woman right here in West Virginia. WTOV News 9 helped make the presentation a big event. News 9 reporter Maggie Rupert joined the treasurer for the surprise. She has more about the treasurer's unclaimed property system and the check presentation.
Unclaimed property. It could be cash, an old paycheck, anything aside from real estate that somehow got separated from its rightful owner. We're even talking about tangible things like jewelry. A few years ago, the state of West Virginia was holding a diamond ring left behind in a safe deposit box. According to the treasurer's website, in West Virginia, there is currently $152 million in unclaimed funds. So, how can you find out if you've got any goods? The state has a new e-claim system online. It's like going on a real-life treasure hunt. You just type in your name and hit search. So far, the state has returned more than $100 million to people who parted with precious property. And now the state is about to return more money. I'm joined by State Treasurer John Perdue and local Weirton resident Helen. And John, I'll let you do the honors.
Helen, on behalf of the state of West Virginia and as the treasurer of the state of West Virginia, I'd like to return to you some of your lost money of $11,971.32.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
And it's mine?
It's your money.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to be sure.
Okay,
I want to be
right
sure.
there.
That's my name.
Helen.
And that's your signature.
Yeah,
And that's mine.
that's your money.
Oh! How can I get more? How can I get
I hope you
more?
don't have more, but if you do, maybe we can find you more
Oh,
money.
Sharon, look what I got! Oh, boy! Look what I got!
That's it.
Now-
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful.
Helen?
Isn't that great? You got something else for me?
No, I want to give you the real check.
All right.
You know, I am the treasurer of the state, so we do.
Well, I'm
we
just
do
now
print-
finding out.
we-
I'm glad you came.
We do print the check, so I want to give you the check from the state of West Virginia, the actual check of $11,971.32 from our unclaimed property division for your lost money.
Let me see. Okay, it's got my name, my social security number, and your signature.
Yeah, so it's good.
You mean
It's
if I
real.
take this to the bank and give it to the teller, she's going to give me a deposit slip
She's gonna.
It's
for
real.
$11,000?
Yes.
Yes, almost.
I
12.
never had this much money at one time in my life.
Helen, congratulations. And John, thank you so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
We have a link to the website where you can find yours for West Virginia and Ohio. It's on our website, WTOV9.com. For now, Maggie Rupert, News 9.
Thanks to Maggie and News 9 for that report. We are so excited for Helen. And as you just saw, Treasurer Perdue has created an extremely active outreach system to locate owners of unclaimed property. Some of that outreach includes searches at the state fair, local community events, postcards, mailings, and newspaper publications. Of course, presentations like the one in Weirton also help spread the word about unclaimed property. We spoke with the treasurer after his visit with Helen. He had this to say about the event.
You know, that was an exciting day to be able to hand almost $12,000 to an individual who wasn't really expecting but a few $100s, and see the excitement from receiving that money. And you know, that really makes me feel good as treasurer to be able to travel the state and to return money to loved ones that lost money. And you know, that says a lot for my staff in the treasurer's office. We returned over $100 million to people in the state of West Virginia, and I'm very proud of that.
Absolutely something to be proud of. Also, keep in mind that this is a free service. There is no fee to claim what is rightfully yours as long as you can prove ownership. And now the system is easier than ever to use thanks to the new e-claim forms available online. Before e-claims, people had to fill out paperwork, get it notarized, and mail it in with a copy of their driver's license and social security card. But now technology makes it a very simple outline process to claim your money, and you just go online for that. For more information, all you have to do is log on to www.wvtreasury.com. There you'll find more information about e-claims, and you can search for unclaimed property. You might just have something you didn't know about. You'll also find out more about the check presentation to Helen in Weirton. Again, just log on to www.wvtreasury.com for more information. Keeping good tabs on your money is only half the battle. Investing and growing your savings are important for anyone who wants to have a worry-free retirement. When we come back, we'll talk more about the state's deferred compensation plan and tell you how you can start planning for your future now. Stay with us.
We find all kinds of items, and that becomes unclaimed property, and it mounts into millions of dollars. It could be stock, it could be CDs, but it could also be a diamond ring or a gold watch of your dad's. We returned over $50 million to the people of West Virginia. I'm proud of that. You can go on our website, you can look at the names and see if your name's on there or someone that you recognize. We set the standards in the nation in returning unclaimed property.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes, a show designed to update you on the latest news and information from the office of West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue. I'm your host, Gina Long. The West Virginia Retirement Plus provides a savings alternative for all state, county, city, and other political subdivision employees. The program is similar to a 401k in structure, but the plan is designed to supplement an employee's pension, Social Security, and other personal retirement savings. For many people, saving now means a better future. Here's what the treasurer and other people are saying about the Retirement Plus plan.
Having that little nest egg set aside, a little supplemental retirement in the 457 plan really says a lot to a lot of state employees, county and city employees that, you know, someone's looking after them and giving them the opportunity to save and invest in their future.
Even a little bit, even $10 per pay, even $15 per pay really will make a difference over time, and it's something that you should consider doing. The tax benefits are also helpful in addition to obviously building your retirement.
It's a great supplemental program to the retirement plan. As a state employee, you can only contribute 4.5% to your retirement plan, and then your employer does a match on that. But this program gives you an opportunity to invest your money and let it grow in an investment plan to where it'll help supplement and offset that retirement when you're eligible for retirement.
More and more people are investing in the plan, and here to talk more about the plan is John Fisher, Deputy Treasurer of the West Virginia Retirement Plus program. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Glad to be here.
Let's start with the basics of this. For a lot of people, this is a supplemental retirement savings plan, but there are other types of savings. What are some of those?
There's a lot of different things out there. There's IRAs, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs. A lot of people save at a bank with CDs, etc. 401k plans are sponsored by employers, and of course the state has the 457 plan, which is really the public version of the 401k.
So it is comparable to a 401k?
Yes, it's very similar. The employee has different investment options they want to choose from. We have 25 investment options they can choose from, and they can contribute via payroll deduction, which is very convenient.
So why is it important to have an additional plan to supplement those pensions and Social Security?
Really, for a public employee, there's those three components of retirement savings. There's your pension plan, Social Security, and of course personal savings. But what a lot of people don't realize is for a public employee, let's say an employee works 25 years for the state, city, or county, their pension is only going to be about half of their highest 3 years of their salary. So if you have someone that's making $30,000 per year, they work 25 years for a public entity, their pension will only be about $15,000 per year. We have a good pension program, but there's no cost of living adjustment either. So if you're getting $15,000 in your first year retirement, you'll be getting $15,000 in your 20th year retirement. And so that really takes a lot of adjustment to get used to.
So the state's plan, really what is it designed to do? I guess from what you're saying, it's really designed to make sure that people have a cushion.
Yes, exactly right. With inflation, the limitations on our pension program, you just need that third leg of the stool, if you will, to have a good retirement future.
Now, the plan has been very successful under State Treasurer John Perdue.
Yes.
In fact, it's grown tremendously since he's been in charge of the plan.
Right.
Talk about some of those accomplishments.
Well, the first thing that Treasurer Perdue wanted to do at the outset, we took over the plan in July of 2006. And I think his primary goal was to turn it into one of the premier retirement plans in the nation. And when we did that, we hired a consultant, Siegel Advisors out of New York, and really had them do a detailed analysis of the plan. They looked at the investments, the customer service platform, the fees on the plan, and they really made some recommendations on changes that we need to make to improve the plan. We followed those recommendations, and I think the result of that is better investment options, much lower fees on those options for our participants, and a better customer service platform.
Okay, what kind of organizations offer this plan to their employees?
Any public entity can offer it to their employees. Obviously, if you're a state agency, you're automatically eligible for the plan. But if you're like a city or county, your governing body has to join the plan. So you just go through a process where you fill out a couple forms, and once you're in, you can offer it to your employees.
So if you're an employee right now, if you're a public employee, does your organization that you work for have to, I guess, be a subscriber to this plan in order for you to join?
Yes, they have to join. For example, we just had the City of Huntington join. We went through a process with our City Council. We told them about the plan in meetings before Council, gave them some information on the plan, and all they had to do was pass a resolution and sign an employer adoption agreement. Once they did that, we were free to come in and offer the plan to their employees.
You talk about the City of Huntington. I know that the folks over at the 457 really try to promote this plan and show different options for this plan. Talk about, what is your sales pitch? Why do you go into these cities, counties, municipalities and talk to them about bringing the 457 in to offer to their employees?
I think the advantage for them is our economies of scale. We have 10,000 participants and almost 100 million in assets. And we have better bargaining power with these types of companies that provide the investments, etc. And so we can offer really better investments and lower fees to their employees if they'll join our pool, so to speak.
So who should sign up for the plan? If I'm an employee for the City of Huntington, for example, and they offer the plan now, why should I?
If you're a younger person like you are, Gina, it would be very advantageous for you, because the sooner you start saving, the more money you'll have at retirement. If you look at a lot of the studies, someone that starts in their 20s, contributes through retirement, has a lot more money in the end, just because they start earlier. But if you're a more tenured employee, it's also a good idea. If you haven't done anything, it's never too late to start. There's a lot of tax advantages for someone that's in a higher income bracket, etc. So really for both groups, I think we offer a lot of advantages for them.
You bring up a good point. It's never too late to start. A lot of people who may be a little closer to retirement, let's say they're in their 50s, might think, well, it's too late for me. But you're saying that's not the case.
It's not the case. I mean, if you have, let's say you're 50 years old, you've got a good 10 to 15 years until you retire probably. So that's 10 years of savings you can build for your future and really help yourself prepare.
And every little bit helps. The
Yes.
457, again, it's a supplemental plan, so
Right.
it's not everything you're going to rely on, but it's something.
Yeah, it's something. You can begin for as little as $10 per pay, so anyone can start. at a level that's really good for them. You can put in as much as $16,500 if you're under the age of 50. If you're over the age of 50, you can put in $22,000 for calendar year 2010. So there's a range where anyone can participate in the plan for a lot of different amounts.
And there are some people who qualify for automatic enrollment. Who are those people?
Those are just employees of state agencies
Okay.
that begin work after July 1 of 2007. Those employees really have a 30-day period to choose whether or not they would like to participate in the plan. They have 30 days to kind of opt out if they want to. If they don't opt out, we automatically enroll them, which is really good.
What are some of the benefits for public employees who invest in this plan?
It lowers their taxes. Any amount that you put in this plan, you're going to pay less state and federal taxes. That's the big thing. There's also federal tax credits for certain income brackets. The credits range between 10 and 50% based upon adjusted gross income. So there's a lot of employees that can benefit from that. And also it's very portable. If you work for the state now and you go into the private sector, you can take assets in your 457 plan, you can transfer them to a 401k plan or an IRA if you retire. So it's very flexible back and forth. Also, if you used to work for another company before you came to public employment, you can take those assets and roll them into the 457 plan.
Yeah, it's definitely not a dead-end avenue
No,
to take.
no.
When I came to work for this state, I rolled over my
Yes.
401k, and it was a very simple process.
Right.
And the thing I loved about this plan is there's someone you can call that will walk you through the process. They make you feel very comfortable, seems very easy to do, and a lot of advice. You guys do offer a lot of advice as well.
We offer, we work with ING, which is our third-party administrator, and we have 3 reps across the state. And they offer investment guidance to participants in our plan. You really have a choice. You can either do it yourself or work with the professionals, and it's really up to you. But we have those professionals there if people need a little bit of guidance on what investment to choose, what investment's right for them, how much to put in, etc.
And you recently added some more representatives
Yes.
to from ING to the plan.
That's right.
Talk about why increasing the number of representatives is beneficial.
When we took over the plan, we had a goal of really increasing the participation, hopefully twofold, which we've done. And what we needed was more reps on the ground to service those participants. In 06, we had just 1 representative, and now we have 3 across the state. And what that means is that people have someone to contact. They want to pick up the phone, talk about their investments. If they have a question about their account, they can talk to that person. Secondly, we can do a lot more outreach. We can do a lot of financial education seminars, a lot more enrollment meetings, so people can learn about the plan. And third, it's just better for people to be able to go to a resource where they can get answers very quickly.
And I talk often about the treasurer being very proactive. You are very proactive in the 457
Yes.
plan, doing a lot of different things this year with, I think it's called the Lunch and Learn.
Yes.
You're having some meetings across the state.
One of the things we're doing with public employees is the Lunch and Learn program, and we come in to the different facilities at lunchtime, and we have a meeting, and it's very popular because the employees, they get to sit down with their lunch. We do a brief presentation about the plan. People get excited about it. We have a lot of people join the plan, so it's been a good avenue to reach people.
We were talking about some of the incentives and some of the reasons to join the plan.
Right.
Talk about the contribution matching part of the plan.
When we took over the plan, we lobbied for legislation to implement a contribution matching program, and we allocated $3 million from our office to fund this program. And initially it was a 5-year program, and the most you can get is $400 over a 4-year period. So we had a lot of folks that joined at the outset, and some of those have gotten $100, $200, $300 in matching funds already. But right now, if you're not in the plan and you're a state employee, it's not open to counties and cities right now, but if you're a state agency employee and you join before June 18th of 2010, you can get up to $200. And all you have to do to get that is contribute at least $17 per pay period, or $34 a month.
And that's, I mean, you can't argue with that.
It's a
Free
really
money.
good deal. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're
Yeah.
talking with John Fisher, Deputy Treasurer of the West Virginia Retirement Plus program. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more. Stay with us.
The primary function of the Treasurer's Office is cash management. People don't realize that we are the largest bank in the state of West Virginia. People have no idea how much money comes through the Treasurer's office, over $13 billion now. I pride myself in being the best state in managing money in the nation. I'm the banker of state government. We are your bank. We take care of your money.
Welcome back to Treasury Notes, a show dedicated to sharing information about the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. I'm your host, Gina Long. I'm here with Deputy Treasurer John Fisher, who's in charge of the West Virginia Retirement Plus program, and we're talking about saving for retirement today. This plan is very easy to join for public employees, and they don't have to invest a lot, especially at first. Talk about the minimum.
The minimum is only $10 a pay or $20 a month, and we feel like that's at a threshold that anyone can join it, basically. You know, it doesn't even cost you $10 if you look at the tax advantages because it's coming out pre-tax. So depending upon your tax bracket, it may just cost you $8 to invest $10 in your retirement future. So that's another advantage.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing that you point out, because this is coming out and you're not being taxed on it. That could be a huge savings in the long run.
In the long run, what happens is those amounts aren't taxed until you retire. So it's growing tax deferred, which is a great advantage for you. And when you retire, most likely you'll be in a lower tax bracket. So at that point, you can withdraw the funds and you'll pay less taxes on the amount that you gained in the plan.
Are there limits to what you can contribute?
Yes, the limits for 2010 are $16,500 if you are under the age of 50. If you're over the age of 50, you can put in $22,000. Most people can't do that. A lot of people laugh when we tell them that, but there are some situations that come into play. Let's say that a person gets an inheritance, or they sell some real estate.
Absolutely.
They talk to their accountant about it and they tell them to max out their employer's sponsored retirement plan so they can stay in a lower tax bracket. So those are some situations when that could come into play.
Obviously some advantages to that. What about deferring some of your pay to the plan? Is that an option?
Yes, you can defer annual leave to the plan. For example, we have a lot of employees that have maybe 30 plus years of service and they have a large amount of annual leave on the books. And if they cash all that in, they may go up into a different tax bracket. So a lot of times they'll take that annual leave balance when they retire and put it into the 457 plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The life expectancy age, you know, it's always going up. It's higher than ever before. So how has this changed the way people need to start planning for retirement?
Basically, we're living longer, which is a good problem to have, but our money has to last us longer. And that's the issue, really. The longer we live, the more our money has to last us. A lot of the statistics say that a 65-year-old male has a 1 in 2 chance of living to age 84. 65-year-old female has a 1 in 2 chance of living to age 88. So people, for whatever reasons, the medical advancements, genetics, are living longer, and their money has to last them longer.
And not does it just have to last, but inflation also plays a big part in that as well.
I was looking at some stats the other day. I believe in 1980, the average house in West Virginia was around $40,000. Today, the average house is around $100,000, and they say with just 3% inflation, that the average house in West Virginia will probably be around $200,000 in 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what kind of investments are offered through the plan? Let's talk a little bit about that.
We have 25 investment options to choose from. One of those is what we call stable value fund, and it pays a fixed interest rate. It's paying 3% right now. And that's really for folks that don't want to get into the stock or bond market. It's a very conservative investment option. You don't have to worry about your principal fluctuating with the markets, etc. But it does pay that fixed amount. You're probably not going to get rich on that, but it's an option for people that are probably a little more risk averse than some others.
And ING particularly can work with these people to really kind of find an investment strategy that works for them.
Yes.
You talk about conservative, but some people my age or younger may want to be a little more aggressive with their portfolios.
We see a lot of that. We have 24 mutual funds to choose from, and 4 or 5 of those are what we call target date funds. And we have like a 2015, 2025, 2035, 2045 fund. And those represent the year that you want to retire. So someone that's younger, they may invest in the 2045 fund. And right now it's very aggressive. It has a large allocation to stocks. But as you get closer to retirement, it gets a little more conservative. And there's more bonds and cash in the portfolio.
So there are a lot of different strategies to choose
Sure.
from.
Yes.
All right, we want to talk a little bit about technology, and I know that the Retirement Plus plan is always trying to stay on the edge of technology. Right. Talk a little bit about what all is being done there.
Well, one of the things we've done, Gina, we have a very good IT department, as you know, and they completely retooled our website, and we really partnered with them and ING to bring about what I think is a state-of-the-art website. It's very interactive. We have interactive retirement calculators that are really customized for West Virginia public employees. You can go in and look at the investment performance online. You can schedule an appointment with your representative. So we have a lot of options out there for people.
Facebook, you're on Facebook?
Yes, we've only been on for a couple months. I think we have about 100 fans right now. So that's another avenue for us to tell people about the plan.
Absolutely,
yes.
And people can, offer comments. They can go log on to Facebook, ask questions, and someone will get back to them as well there. We also want to make note that people can have the option of having that hard copy statement or getting it through their email. Is that how it works?
That's right. To cut costs and become a little more green, we kind of did away with the quarterly paper statements. Okay. But if you're a participant and you want your quarterly statement, you can just access it online. You can even look at your account every day online. If you're a person that doesn't want to get on the computer, we're still sending an annual paper statement out if you choose that option.
Okay, so that's only coming annually.
Yes.
So if you used to get the paper statements before, that's probably a change that happened not too long ago.
Yes, and what we did, we sent out a mailer to our participants and told them about the paperless option and really encouraged them to log into the website and set up their account. And if they want those quarterly statements, they can log in and see them online. Okay. And you can print them online if you'd like to, too.
Yeah, and just to once again kind of reiterate the investment strategies for anyone who is a 457 member, they have a lot of options and they have people to go to if they have questions about those options.
I think that's one of the good things about the plan. If you're a person that knows a lot about investments and you want to go at it on your own, you can do that. But if you're a person that doesn't know a lot about investing, that's what the ING reps are there for, and they can kind of point you in the right direction, so to speak. Okay. And we also do a lot of financial education seminars for people that don't know a lot about investing, like Investing 101, Investing 201, asset allocation, retirement planning. So there's a lot of options for them to learn.
This plan is working. I just want to kind of go back to where we started at and reiterate some of the accomplishments that the plan has seen in recent years. I know that we've pretty much doubled our participation.
That's exactly right. We started out with about 5,000 participants, and now we're well over 10,000 and approaching 11,000. And that's in about a 3-year period, not quite 3 years. Our assets were around 60 million. Now they're around 90 million, close to 100 million.
And if a public employee wants to get involved with the 457, or if there's a municipality out there who wants to start offering this to their employees, what do they have to do?
Go to our website. All the information is there. Give us a call. I do a lot of traveling across the state to these different public entities. We speak to their governing body, tell them about the plan. Then we have employee meetings after that. But there's a lot of ways to contact us, so we encourage you to reach out to us.
All right, thank you so much for joining us here today. And that's our time for now. Remember, you can always get the latest on the news, information, and events from the State Treasurer's Office on our website at www.wvtreasury.com. I want to thank WTOV and reporter Maggie Rupert for contributing to this show. Also, thanks to John Fisher with the West Virginia Retirement Plus program for joining us today. And thanks to the many staff members who helped make this show possible, including the West Virginia Library Commission for technical direction. Keeping you informed on the Library Television Network, I'm Gina Long.